Hello and welcome back to Greg Way Enterprises Week 1 of the 75-Week Master Series. Today we're going to be talking about the will to win. Each week I'm going to take one of the sales strategies and techniques from my 25-week series and tell it to you in story form. The will to win. What I would like you to do is remember that the will to win is a little bit different from the will to survive. There's a fine line between using different techniques and strategies to survive versus the will to win and doing it in a way that's going to help not only you, but the person that you're, in this instance, selling to. The techniques and strategies that I'm here to teach and train you on are so that you can not only help yourself, but help others in a good, positive way. It's something that you want to do for somebody. You want to use techniques to help them, not something against them. It's like using martial arts. You don't want to go out and beat someone up. What you want to do is protect yourself and protect others. As I was thinking about this topic over the last week or two, I wanted to think of something in a story that I could tell you that would help you. Something that wouldn't be too long, but something that would be to the topic and to the point, but dealing in the world of sales and a real life experience I had. I didn't want to tell you about someone like a Steve Jobs or an Albert Einstein or Sylvester Stallone. I promised you that what I would do is I would keep it to real life experiences which I've had, and that's what I'm going to do. I even contemplated for a day or two about telling you about my story from the time I was very, very young, very little until right now. But it would be so absolutely unbelievable that, and painful for me, that I thought, let's not even go there. I've told you just enough under my story introduction on the Week 25 series, and I've said enough to where you get the idea that I've had to fight for everything that I've got, and it's because of that will to win that I've been able to do what I've done in the world of sales. So I don't want to make this about me. I don't want to make this something where I'm even lecturing on certain topics. I want to have it a story form, something that's going to be entertaining for you, but a third-party story form where I can tell you about events that I was involved in. I want to also tell you these will always be unedited videos. As I've said to you in the past, when you're giving a talk, a speech, a sales presentation, you don't have time to go back and edit it. If you're talking to someone, you make a mistake, you need to learn how to overcome and adapt and improvise and keep moving on with your sales pitch. You don't have time to stop. Therefore, I don't believe in editing. I believe in just telling you the way it is, looking in this camera, and thanking you for being here, and trying to teach and mentor and train you. Before I begin, I would like to thank everyone that has liked and followed and shared, everyone that has gone onto my website, has sent me comments. It's helpful, and it's very encouraging for me to know that you folks are enjoying these and that I'm able to help you. As I've said over and over, I'm here to help the individual that wants to help themselves in the world of sales. If you're looking to be involved in the world of sales, my heavens, I'm your guy from A to Z. If you're looking to start a business, a marketing advertising business, I've put many, many, many people throughout the United States in my business and spent over 16 years traveling, helping people that really had zero experience open up businesses and make a ton of money. So if you ever have a need, if you ever have a desire, also on that front, let me know. I'm here to help you. GregWayEnterprises.com, which is the website of GregWayEnterprises@gmail.com. You can contact me through email. All right. As I've thought over the last couple weeks, and I've tried to figure out what in the heck I'm going to tell you and what story I'm going to share, I had one in particular that continued to pop into my mind over and over. Let's go back to 2008, the Great Recession. We were right in the middle of it. People were being cut off financially. We had the financial crisis. The economy was crumbling. The stock market was crashing. People were losing their homes, their businesses. It was a very dark time. in the United States. I, at that time, was up in northern Utah calling upon clients in the home improvement sector because I felt that I could help save them and help rescue them, and I would go and work with whether it be people that did carpeting or did flooring or did lighting or did paint or did any aspect of the building industry, because I knew they were hurting the worst. And so I wanted to try to zero in and come to their rescue and help them by having them be involved and use some of my advertising programs and techniques. And I was really able to help a lot of folks, and it made me feel really good about what I was doing. So in that period of time, so fulfilling when you're able to help somebody. And I ran into a lot of different situations, and there was one in particular that I ran into, which I will never forget as long as I live. It was approximately 2008, summer of, going into 2009, and I walked into a business. It was a brick and mortar business where they sold furniture, beautiful furniture, but what they did was they were able to get this furniture from other vendors that weren't able to sell theirs, or seconds, or odd lots, things of that nature. And this couple was in their 40s, and they had started their business from their home. They had a 3-car garage, and what they would do is they would use two parts of it, and they would fill it full of furniture, and they would actually go door to door to people's homes, and they would have a catalog of pictures, and then they would bring them to their home, and they would sell furniture. And they worked very, very hard, and they saved for a long time. And they had a cute little family. They had 5 children, and the children were getting a little bit older, and they had saved, and they'd been very, very religiously saving every dime. And finally they had enough money to buy their own building. And they bought their own building, which was the building that I was in at the time that I saw. And they were able to buy a building and open up this storefront. Okay. I came along and I walked in and I saw a man which I'd never met before. The man there's a husband-wife ownership, and he was sitting on a bench next to a wall, kind of in a darkened part of the big open space. And he had his head down, hanging between his knees, and he was sobbing, he was crying. And I didn't know really what to do. As I approached him, he looked up, and I sat down next to him, and I asked him if there's anything I could do to help him. Before he could reply, I heard in the back screaming and wailing and crying and sobbing, and it was so, it got to be so loud, it sounded like a cat that was screeching and crying, an animal that was hurt. Obviously, I didn't know the situation, the timing was horrible, but as a human being, I wanted to offer any love or support that I could. And I sat down next to the man, and he looked up at me and was crying. I put my arm around him. I put my arm around him as one human being would to another. And he sobbed, and he told me his story, which I'm going to tell you. That was heartbreaking. He told me the story how, as a young couple, his wife and he had started a business and had saved everything that they had, and were able to buy this building just a little bit earlier from when I arrived. They paid cash for the building, and they were so happy to have their own business, a brick and mortar, their own business where people could walk into it. And they were doing well, and a family friend came along and gave them a story that he needed money and he was in trouble. And out of the goodness of their heart, they loaned him just over $400,000 against their building. They went out and took a mortgage against it. Quickly thereafter, he filed bankruptcy and never paid him back, and it devastated them. The husband and wife met in private and tried to figure out what course of action they were going to take to survive and what to do with their life. And he told me that he said to his wife, let's take what savings we have left. Let's go to Hawaii. One last hurrah. Let's have a moment together and have a good time. And let's have a chance to let the dust settle and think this through. Figure out what we're going to do. They went to Hawaii. They left their oldest daughter, which was almost 15 years old, in charge of 4 younger siblings. And at that period of time, it had been heavy snowstorms in Utah. Sometimes we get a lot of snow. And the home had got impacted with snow. And carbon monoxide built up and killed all 5 of their children. And when they came home and walked through the door with their luggage, they found their family dead. All of the children. The mom completely lost it. The father was heartbroken. They had just come back to their building, and that was the screeching and the wailing and the crying and the sobbing that I had heard in the back. I offered to help them, and I worked with them for over 2 years. Tried to help them get back on their feet and survive it. I don't know about you. I have children. What you would do if you lost a child. Much less if you lost your entire family. And on top of that, a friend took everything that you ever made. The man vowed at the time I met him that they were not going to quit. That, my friends, is the will to win. That is the will to win. As I worked with them in subsequent years, and before I left to come back to my part of the state and stop traveling up north so much, they were getting back on their feet. And as I was getting ready to do this video today, I thought of them. And I thought, before I tell this story, I need to get permission. So it's been about 9 years, about 9 years since I've seen them. And I took a long drive, and it brought back a lot of memories. And as I drove up to their building, there was a for sale sign there. And I walked up, and it was empty. And I went to the business right next door and found a man in that business. And I asked him what happened to the couple. And he said they built their business back up and were able to sell it. And they just sold the building, and it sold for over double what they originally paid. That's the will to win. That's how you do it right. That's how you survive and do it right. Remember that fine line. You can survive, and you can have the will to win, and you can succeed in the world of sales, and really in anything you do. But I'm here to help you do it in the world of sales. I would ask you to go back and watch the 25-week series, watch the upcoming next 74 videos in story form about every facet of sales strategies and techniques. I love you guys. You're good people. We all have that goodness in us to be able to help others. And I have created Greg Way Enterprises as a way, a platform to reach you and to help you achieve your goals. Don't ever let anyone tell you it can't be done. Don't ever stop trying. Don't ever think you're not good enough. Don't ever let anyone break your spirit. You work, you dig in, you do it right. As you're building yourself up, build others up. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you watching today. I hope that you'll share this video with others if it will help guide them and inspire them. You have a great day. We're going to have this posted tomorrow, which will be Monday by 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Every Monday by 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, we'll have a new video posted, and we're going to do that again for the next 75 weeks. Have a great week. Stay focused. Stay relentless. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.